Oxide for our blue Zerg in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, Lambo, taking on the red Terran in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is Cure. Okay then. Get this up and running, see what will happen in a bit of TVZ action. Cure and Lambo, this is Cure we just saw playing very well against Soul, but not quite good enough. We'll see how he can do against Lambo, who I know Lambo feels as though he's typically had a bit of a rough time against Korean Terrans in the past, so I suppose we shall see how exactly this plays out in the end then. So away we go, kick this off, get this party started. Again, this is the WardiTV Summer Championship, Group B, and if you are enjoying this, don't forget to hit the follow button. Maybe this is on YouTube. If it is, don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know if this will actually be on YouTube, but it might be. As always, if you're hearing this right now and you are watching on YouTube, it means it's a good series because we only upload the best on YouTube. If you're in Twitch and you want to see more from me, do check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WardiTV, or !YouTube, or !YT in the chat. We'll give you the link to subscribe on there. It helps us out a whole bunch, and just trying to push the YouTube a little bit more again, get it back on track. And if we can do that, it would be amazing. We are hoping to run some special YouTube stuff as well in the future. If we can get the YouTube back to where it was before, which we're kind of making some steps towards. I actually just remembered I need to I actually need to do a thumbnail and a video for today, because today's ended up going really long. So I need to make sure I do that before, oh crap, maybe I should do that in the next break or something. Because today's ended up going long. It's nearly time for the YouTube upload and I've not done it yet. My goodness, that wouldn't be good, would it? That would not be good at all, as this Reaper comes across the map, and we'll be pushing over to see just what this is all about right now. In the start of this TVZ, is honestly not a lot going on to begin with. A very, very simple opening. The biggest thing we'll watch out for now is, do we see a second gas out of Cure, or are we just going to see him go for that one gas 3cc style? It's Oxide, it's a nice map for Terran. Sometimes they like to be a bit more kind of double gas friendly here, just for the fact that it's like, well, you know, it gives me a bit of safety against some of the pushes and attacks, and then I can just guarantee I get into the later game on the map I like more. But also, getting a good eco start on a map you like is also nice, and that's why 3cc off one gas works very well also. We will just see kind of the expected, really, right? It really is kind of the go-to more than most things. It's the very common way of playing. Not really be all too shocked or surprised about it, as we do have this Reaper its way around. Just gonna be taking a couple shots off the Queen, and little grenade gonna hit the Queen and hit the Creep Tumor as well. He actually hit the Creep Tumor with the grenade initially, which was really nice, because then it meant it was just one tap from dying. And so he does get that one tap off, he gets the kill, and yeah, like I say, that's a nice little bonus right away there, actually. Can't be complaining about that. Nice grab. Oh, Reaper is still just the dominant force on the map right now until these Hellions show up. So now we've got Reaper Hellion as a combo to follow around for a little bit. Just gonna see the couple of Queens making their way over, trying to chase away the Hellions, and the Reaper's gonna hop in the main base, so it wants to know what's going on. Trying to get some scouting info, just see if there's anything like a lair building or anything like that. Just wants to be very on top of what is happening here. As you see, our Reaper ended up getting pushed back away toward all of the Hellions, and they're just gonna fall back to more Hellions as well. Remember, this is 3cc, right? So it's not a major amount of pressure or anything going on. It's a pretty relaxed setup, all said and done, honestly. So, yeah, just kind of heading towards that at the moment. As you do see, our Baneling Nest, our Lair, and our Lings all continuing up as well. Our Overlord coming through, and that Stim Pack upgrade also coming up from Cure. So just getting all of that up and running. As our Hellions still trying to find an entry point, but not really getting there just yet. This Viking is going to be picking away at the Overlord. So the Overlord taking some damage, and actually the Queen stopped fighting the Vikings. So I actually think that's a kill, because there's no transfusion. So an Overlord will go down. And actually this Queen taking a little bit more damage than it was maybe expecting to take as well. But nothing really too game-ending or too game-changing, right? Nothing that's going to be too devastating for Lambo. Obviously, the creep being cleaned out, though, that's something that can be problematic over time. The less creep that you have, the tougher it's going to be to keep those Terran pushes away from your bases. This is actually a big deal if you lose the 4th base right away. Even a small delay, and even just the money lost cancelling can be a big deal, but it stays alive. We're going to go for the double engineering base behind this as well. So he's on his way to his own double upgrades, as Lambo is not too far behind. His double evolution chambers have now gotten started, so they are underway. As the Hellions actually find their way all the way into the natural, now into the main base, and Lambo's Ling's a bit out of position, as we are going to see a few drones here scattered from dealing with the Liberator harassment. He's not quite being able to fix that yet. Oh no, and this is actually going to be maybe not a disastrous amount of drones going down, but a good amount for sure. I mean, 6, and quite a lot of Lings going down trying to defend this as well. Definitely does add up, as now we've got just this Viking over here landing to harass this hatchery. And we do see the Lings coming through to finally clean up the Hellions. Now, that does mean your map control is gone, and maybe you're more vulnerable to some counterattacks. You don't have Hellions to leave at home on your base if you move out with the double medevac drop, but I feel like it caused enough chaos that Kira is not too upset about it. He's still within good work account of his opponent. His army supply is looking good. Don't forget, the upgrades are timed nicely for Kira too. It's a good position for both. I don't think Lambo's also too upset about what happened there. It's not like a situation where it's like, oh my god, how could this ever happen? Doesn't quite work out like that, so looking pretty reasonable across the board, I would say. As you see, our Marines is going to unload back down to this low ground. And they are going to go up over here, and they are going to try and push on into this base. So these Queens already in some trouble. Just going to get the lift off, though. Just going to back away from that. Turns out to not be too crazy in the end. Yeah, away we go, I suppose. You do see 7 SCVs just going down. Some Banes roll into this mineral line, so quite a lot of Banes just getting to connect right there. That ain't a bad start, as we are going to be seeing 10 SCVs falling. So actually, Lambo getting a good bit of counter damage done. That's actually really nice. That goes a long way. It adds up for sure. There's that other Banes coming back around this side. Our Marines coming through over here, getting a Queen. Couldn't find the target fire on the Banes. One connected, but not for long enough that it made too much of a difference. The Marines took a hit but didn't go down. Yeah, but nice pressure around the map so far from Kua. The Marines will run down toward the bottom right-hand side and aim towards a few Banelings. So a couple of Banes already going to get picked away at. So Morphin Banes denied. I mean, this is nice, getting ahead of the run-by just by, you know, being ahead of the run-by like that is really amazing, right? Just being able to jump on it, deny it, works out very, very well as our Marines do pull back up towards the top side. Our Lings and Banes setting up, and our few Marines going to unload on the high ground too. There's a couple more Zerglings up back around through the center of the map. They're just going to go and work their way through this set of rocks. So rocks taking some damage, 2-2 melee upgrade still coming up here. Obviously just trailing the 2-2 of the Terran a little bit, but nothing too major, all said and done, really, right? I mean, some openings for Kua, perhaps. Lambo on his way to Hive, so already looking to tech up. Obviously, he has just been on Lingbane thus far. You don't actually see anything else added on just yet, so I'm thinking maybe we get to see some Ultras here. Otherwise, why is there not already like a Hydra Den or something coming down to line up with the Hive finishing, get the Lurker Den going, get those Lurker upgrades rolling? That's what you would kind of expect otherwise, right? As nice catch. Lambo will get to take this fight before the Widow Mines are burrowed. One Widow Mine did get burrowed, though. The power of the drilling claws. You know, those burrows happen real quickly and can get you out of trouble and danger sometimes when you really need it. And that was absolutely one of those scenarios. That's 40 Zerglings. Still producing, still rallying out. And our 2-2 upgrades are coming in as well. So all of that coming through as our Marines and Widow Mines are going to make their way through the front. Taking down a bit of creep spread, taking down a bit of everything, actually. And here go the Widow Mine shots, connecting in on Lings and Banes and all sorts. Come back through, grabbing a Widow Mine there, and now just unloading more to the upper right-hand corner. And it's just going to be seeing our Marine Medevac Widow Mine force. We'll continue down, picking up some creep spread, continuing on across. Just going to get over here and do pretty well with it, I think, as Widow Mine's doing a fantastic job defensively. The Bunker and Widow Mine combo is actually working wonders right now as our Banes continue to roll in. 15 workers going down. 15 workers being picked off. A couple of Lings going down as well. I'm just going to be seeing our Marines loading back into medevacs there too. So pulling those back. A couple more Lings still putting some work in. The Bioforce coming through. The Overseer gets chased away, and we now have Marines unloading over on the left-hand side as well. They are going to move in. This hatchery is in a bit of trouble. 19 SCVs going down, but Lambo is still defending his bases, and yeah, he's killing SCVs. He's defending his base. He's got money to spend though, and if he could spend all that money, the amount he would have, he might be able to take a really good fight and actually put a stop to this game. But that money is not being spent, and that will always be a little bit problematic, and that's the struggle of playing Ling Bane. And only Ling Bane is that it's just so lava intensive. Fire pulling back. The rest of the Ling Bane still coming through. Medevacs will load up though. The main base, a few Marines dropping off, jumping back up. That's a little contaminate on the factory, so those couple of Widow Mines are going to get halted in production. Our Bio Army gets a couple of creep teamers. Our Lings and our Banes still rolling on forward here. The Bio will pull back now. Just that little bit as our Ultraless Cavern goes down from Lambo. Our Queen's coming through, Ling's coming up. Extra drones all on the way in, and just going to be seeing these medevacs still in some trouble. Trying to get out of there. If Lambo could clean up those up, that would be amazing. He's going to hit a counterattack on that topside base. Not enough Banelings against a planetary. If this was an orbital, obviously Lings could run in, but against the planetary, you do kind of want the Banes to just bust it down quickly. How did the Banes all go down before they reached the SCVs there? Felt like that should have been 10 plus worker kills. It's only 4 instead. Lambo is still all over the place. He's in the main base, he's in the natural. He is really just running Cure all over, but Cure is also getting a lot of kills during this, so he's trading somewhat okay. I mean, you look at resources lost, it will be favored to Cure. And obviously, Lambo, the whole idea is you're on 93 drones and you're able to out macro him because you're obviously just got more drones and you're denying his economy. And he is denying the economy. He's not doing that wrong. But it just means that Cure is still in the game because that's just kind of how this game is meant to play out. That's how this matchup is meant to go. We're not seeing something, revolutionary here. It's just kind of this is the standard. So while Lambo's doing a good job, Cure is making sure to keep enough economy alive, and he's making sure to clean up units, not letting them get away for free. And I think that makes a big difference and has some big positive effects in amongst all of this as well. I see those 4 additional Ultras coming through, so finally getting the Ultras up. Obviously, with the Ultras coming in, changes the pace of the game a little bit. It gives the Zerg that kind of new kind of bit of brute forcing in their army that they maybe didn't have originally as the Ling Bane comes on in, and Widowmine will go off on a bit of the Ling Bane. Some more of this getting chased away out down the bottom side. Lings, Ultras setting up as we are going to see our Lings continuing through, surrounding fully, looking good as our medevacs have no choice but to lift up and get the hell out of there. 44 more Zerglings in production as our 3-3 upgrades come on through. And otherwise, just seeing this Bioforce still moving around the bottom right. Kind of running over here. Widowmine will go off on an Ultraless or 2, and Widowmines are really nice on Ultras. Just good damage, like it's a good chunk of damage, right? They're not going to kill an Ultra, but they get them chunked down, and that's transfuses to be spent, or maybe the Ultras get cleaned up after. This is also nice, though. I mean, this is going to be a dead mineral line. 18, 20 workers going down, and yes, it costs Lambo army, but it's meant to. Fights over here at the same time, so in we go, chasing this army down. Some of these Widow Mines getting cleaned up before they fire again. However, there was also the fight on the left side. All day long, Kira's been splitting his armies brilliantly against the Zerg players, and he is doing it once again. He is split pushing around the map. Army right side, army left side, still has army to defend at home as well. I mean, it has been non-stop this game. Absolutely non-stop. It's just been going on and on and on. You see a couple of Marines unloading, but will not find too much. Spire on the way up from Lambo, who may want to try and make a bit of a play late on in this game. Maybe towards, I mean, what do we think? Corruptors could be cool, and if we go Corruptors, then we could go into Broods. I kind of like that idea. Actually, I mean, maybe I don't like Broods overall, but Broods as a final option just in case, but initially maybe just Corruptors. This is weird because I shouldn't be lagging because it's a replay. Guys, can you hear me? Did my Starcraft just crash? You guys can hear me, right? Where are we? 1447 this game? I think my Starcraft just crashed. Oh, well, that is really weird. Stream froze? The stream hasn't froze. It's just my Starcraft crashed. So apologies for that, as we do resume from where we left off. Game 1, 40 minutes, 47 seconds in. And seeing how this game will go. I mean, game is a little bit hectic. Units all over the shop. And a little bit crazy here, there, and everywhere as our Lings, Danes, and an Ultra will run to the top side to try and take down this base. And that's a massive base kill. The 4th of Kira just died. That is huge for Lambo. The only problem Lambo is going to have is this Terran army is massive. 150 army supply. We are getting to a stage where you must have a way to kill this Terran army. Otherwise, he will just always kill your army because he just has too much. So that's the point we're getting to, where Lambo at some point needs to make sure he can actually kill the army of Kua. And that not being a thing, I mean, I just don't know if that's a thing right now. I don't know if that's a thing right now because there is just so much bio on the map here. Greater Spire on the way. I do like it. Like I said earlier, the Spire coming up. Maybe we go Greater Spire. Greater Spire is the kind of thing that maybe can just stop bio dead in its tracks, but I feel like if you get too involved going into it and you don't have the right opportunity, you could also just be killing yourself. So something to maybe be scared of as Lingbane Ultra comes through. SCVs are going down. Drones are going down. You're going to see these Banes and Ultras and stuff continue through. Widow Mines do massive damage there. That's a 6-kill mine. What was the other one? He was a 10-kill mine. Yeah, they did a lot though. Hitting the Ultra too, so some damage on him. Lambo's actually dropping in supply all of a sudden. A couple mines over here, and actually, I mean, just in general, that fight really hurt him. He was already down on army supply, but look how much he just lost. So that's a little problematic. He's on 73 drones still. He's also, I mean, Q's also done a decent job of trying to keep the game active enough and weird enough that he can keep the damage rolling through and kind of put Lambo in some weird spots. Counter-attack to the top side as our Lings and our Ultras are going to try and surround this Marine Marauder force. A couple of Widow Mines will burrow up. And just going to be seeing the pathogen glands coming through as well. So, going to be, I mean, a few Broods on the way. Trying to get into Infestors. If you can successfully get there, I think that's amazing. But I'm not convinced he gets there safely yet. I mean, I guess we're really not far off, though. The only thing about Broods is they're so slow to move around the map. It could be a very big problem for him if Kira is able to just kind of take advantage of that and, you know, run around silly like that and just sort of, you know, if Kira just kind of runs the Broodlord silly. Yeah, I think you need to be very decisive with the Broodlords. Know what you want to do with them. Push in one place or defend in one place. Don't try and use them as a response everywhere on the map. It sounds obvious, but we see it happen all the time. Broods get made. They try and run this way. Oh, shit, I need them there. Oh, crap, they're meant to be here. You know what I mean? So something to watch out for. As GCI and Festus continue to come on through. And again, these first few Broods, I mean, I don't know if they should be on their own, though. Guys, Broodlords, do they not need support? I feel like these Marines could just turn and stim and kill them. We're going to take a fight over here. A couple of Banes trying to sneak through, but the rest of the Banes were already there. Might have been better. The Queens are caught off guard. They got drop a couple of transfusions, but there was meant to be more of them here, I think. Now the Broods are going to try and turn back into this fight, but everything's already been dying. Now the Marines might stim underneath. No. Kira will play a more patient game than I would. And he's going to just back off for a little bit. He's already got a massive army still working its way down to the bottom side of the map. And that's kind of a big deal, as just see these Banes coming through. The Ultras and the Lings and the Broods all continuing forward. Do you see that Corruptor getting taken down? There go the Broodlings dropping on in. Bioforce getting a ton of drones. There's Hatchery going down. Oh, Lambo's losing a lot. I don't think he's going to have an army to win this game, guys. I think Kira's just going to have too much. You can just see that these Lings go down without issue. The Ultras last a bit longer because there's no Marauders. Well, there's very few Marauders in this, just Marines. So the Ultras do well over here, at least. That's a needed victory, as the Broodlords need to start getting involved in probably some base killing. All of a sudden, Kira is on all of these bases that moments ago he just didn't have. He's entering a whole new world of economy here, while Lambo is just getting worse and worse. It was 73 drones down from 93, is now 54. You know, he's losing workers, he's not getting new bases, he's losing bases. It's a disaster for Lambo, I think. As Kira just gets further and further ahead now, and that's a great fungal, but there's just so many medevacs, nothing actually died. You can fungal all you like. These medevacs are still going to keep healing. I guess the medevacs will die eventually, as actually the Broodlings get through too. Okay, it doesn't last forever. Zerg isn't completely OP. Or Terran isn't completely OP. They don't just get to heal everything forever. I mean, the Brews do make their way through to a base, and I feel like that's absolutely what you need. But with Vikings already just picking away at these Brews, and there's just no anti-air here, so you can't do anything to stop that. These Vikings will just continuously pick away at this, and as the Broods go down, I think the hopes of Lambo will go down in this game. Just going to be seeing our Vikings continue to push on through. The Broods all dropping. I think we have got ourselves a game one going the way of Cure. And Lambo played a hectic, crazy, fast-paced game. It just wasn't quite enough as Cure shows up there. GG's, and it is going to be Cure winning this first map out. Credit to Lambo, put up a hell of a fight. Cure was just a little too good, especially in a group like this one. Bottom left-hand side, up 1-0 is the red Terran player. This is Cure taking on the blue Zerg in the top right corner of the map. It is Lambo from the Shopify Rebellion. Cure, of course, from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Drones building early as we just... I'm just taking a moment to calm down after that last game. That was a wild, wild, wild one. Very fun, though. Very, very fun. Not complaining about that for sure. We honestly been blessed with the games today, guys. It has been so much fun today. It's been awesome. Oh, a lot of fun, as we do have our hatch coming up, our gas coming down. Hatch, gas, and spawn and pool gonna be ready to go to town. TV just building up at the command center. A couple of drones gonna rally into the extractor. Nice to have a bit of calm before the storm. Reactor opening, so it's not going to be a Reaper this game. We're going to go straight to a lot of Marines, and there's a few builds that have used this. It typically just gives you a little bit, obviously you're a bit blinder, but you're going to be able to get more Marines, so you have a bit more pressure on the map earlier. The factory comes in a little bit sooner as well, because you're not spending 50 gas on a Reaper, so it just accelerates some of the kind of aggressive builds you can use and go into. As a couple of Marines will start to build up, and there's Overlord of Lambo coming around the left-hand side. Another Overlord setting out the front. It's going to be seeing those few drones finding away on the natural expansion. So getting that up and running, we'll see a gas coming down in the main base. So double gassing it up. There is our third hatchery coming through as well. These Marines are Overlord hunting. Honestly, they're not far off. Just Lambo went way off to the side to check for proxy racks. It would have been a good timing if he hadn't been so far committed to checking for proxy racks with this Overlord, but he has been, which means that the Marines look a little bit silly. Oh, you silly little dudes. How didn't you know that he was obviously proxy rack scouting before? Oh yeah, silly little Marines. I do see a couple of Hellions coming out now, of course. So again, like I say, you got a good few Marines out compared to usual. Now you build Hellions, and you go into this starport as well. I would imagine... a lot of the time, I would imagine you get aggressive, like either a Marine drop and then Hellions running by. You can obviously put an armory down and go for HELLBATS here. That would work as well, I would imagine. Armory is going to be on the way up, so it is going to be a HELLBAT version of this setup. So HELLBATting it up is... yeah, I mean, I like it. Jagannathar, it's a Zergy map. Sometimes they get caught being a little greedy. And right now, Lambo has no idea either, right? So he is not really prepared to deal with this. Yeah, it's 8 Marines too, so it's a lot of Marines. I mean, this medevac will be seen by a Ling. Seeing the medevac, do you get prompted to build a spine crawler? He needs a spine crawler. I think without a spine crawler, I think you're just dead. If you start a spine crawler now, I believe he starts a baneling nest now. That doesn't really convince me, to be honest. I'm not sure that's going to be, not sure that's going to be a thing as we do move forward. Our Marines and our Hellbats going to come through. A scan comes down. A couple of creep tumors being picked away at. I mean, that's a very sensible Hellbat push already, just clearing our creep. Like, oh, I'll prepare for the future. In we go. I mean, Ling's going to come in from the left side. They will not want to fight there. The Queens are struggling because they're trying to chase. The medevac is really far away from the Queens, which is really nice, because now, if the medevac can just sit and heal, it can do such a good job of keeping Hellbats alive for a very long time. An Overlord here going to go down. Lambo is not close to being supply blocked, though, but Banelings are morphing low ground. They're not going to get a chance to finish, however. Cure gets on top of them. Lambo just truly dead here. I mean, he's going to run in. Some Lings trying to wrap around this. These Lings will not clean this up, though, so this attack will continue. Even if he doesn't die here, well, okay, he's going to type GG. Even if he doesn't die here, he's going to spend so much time just eventually cleaning this up that it's just not worth sticking around and trying to play out, honestly. I can understand the logic behind that one. GG. And that is going to be Cure 2-0. Not as epic a second game as the first.